Modern home and garden makeover, stunning outdoor landscaping ideas and inspiration. Welcome to this exploration of modern home and garden design, where architecture meets artistry and nature becomes part of daily living. Imagine a home that doesn't simply stand on the land but grows from it. A place where the rhythm of light, air, and greenery shapes how you live, think, and feel. This is the direction of modern design today. Seamless harmony between human creativity and natural beauty. Modern homes are defined by clean lines and open spaces, but the real story lies in how these spaces breathe. Walls are no longer barriers, they're invitations. Large glass panels, retractable doors, and panoramic windows create an effortless connection between the interior and the outdoors. The result is fluidity, a lifestyle that flows with the seasons and transforms with the light. Morning sunlight filters through the living room, afternoon breezes cool the kitchen, and evenings unfold under softly glowing outdoor lamps. Every moment is part of an ongoing dialogue between the home and the world beyond it. The architecture of today embraces minimalism not as a constraint, but as liberation. Simplicity reveals detail. Natural materials such as timber, stone, and clay express authenticity. They bring warmth, texture, and a grounding sense of permanence. Designers are moving away from artificial finishes and toward organic aesthetics that age gracefully over time. A slightly weathered wooden beam or a stone surface with natural imperfections tells a story, one of patience, character, and truth. This evolution of design is deeply intertwined with sustainability. Green living is not an optional add-on, but a core philosophy. Homes are being equipped with solar energy systems, green roofs, and rainwater harvesting technologies. Smart thermostats and sensors adapt to the environment, balancing comfort and efficiency. Outdoor spaces are designed to conserve resources while enhancing quality of life. A well-planned garden can shade the home in summer, purify the air, and even reduce energy costs. It's a symphony of science and serenity. But the soul of this vision lies in the outdoor experience, the garden. Once viewed as a decorative afterthought, the garden is now the heartbeat of modern living. It's where the boundaries of architecture dissolve into open skies and living textures. Designers are creating multifunctional outdoor zones. Terraces that double as dining rooms, courtyards that serve as yoga studios, and pergola-covered lounges that feel like extensions of the home. Each element, from a simple stepping stone to a sculptural water feature, contributes to the poetry of space. Nature itself becomes a collaborator. Modern landscaping emphasizes native plants and natural patterns. Instead of forcing order, designers cultivate balance. The irregularity of stone paths, the soft layering of grasses, and the gentle sound of water create an atmosphere that invites mindfulness. It's not about perfect symmetry, it's about harmony. A place where you can breathe deeply and feel connected to something larger than yourself. Lighting plays a central role in shaping emotion. Natural light is the architect's brush, painting the house anew each hour. Skylights and wide openings draw daylight deep inside, creating warmth and dimension. At night, lighting transforms mood. Subtle ground lights trace the edges of walkways, soft lanterns glow under trees, and recessed LEDs highlight textures of walls and plants. The garden doesn't disappear after sunset, it shifts into a dreamlike extension of the interior. Aesthetic trends today celebrate calmness and continuity. Neutral tones, whites, beiges, grays, and muted greens, dominate interiors, complemented by organic textures like linen, rattan, and raw wood. These choices create visual stillness and allow nature's colors to shine. When your home's palette mirrors the landscape outside, the transition from indoor to outdoor becomes effortless. It's not just design, it's emotional architecture. The global design scene is witnessing an exciting fusion of cultural influences. Scandinavian minimalism merges with Japanese Zen, Mediterranean warmth blends with tropical lushness. The result is a universal language of comfort and authenticity. Homes that feel both timeless and personal. It's a rejection of excess and a celebration of meaning. Each design element must serve a purpose, tell a story, or spark a feeling. Technology, too, has found its place in this natural dialogue. Smart irrigation systems monitor soil moisture and water plants only when necessary. Vertical gardens filter air and insulate buildings. Sustainable materials, reclaimed wood, recycled metals, and biodegradable composites redefine luxury. The true beauty of the modern home is in how intelligently it functions while appearing effortlessly serene. But beyond the aesthetics and innovation lies a deeper motivation: connection. Humans are rediscovering their need to belong to nature. The pandemic years reminded us that peace, health, and inspiration often come from sunlight, fresh air, and green surroundings. As a result, architecture is shifting from constructing walls to crafting experiences, spaces that nurture both body and mind. Imagine waking up to birdsong instead of an alarm, stepping barefoot onto cool stone that leads to a garden alive with dew, and sipping coffee beside a tranquil pond that mirrors the morning light. This is not luxury. This is living with awareness. Every design decision, from the curve of a path to the placement of a window, aims to awaken the senses and quiet the noise of modern life. This is the essence of today's architectural movement: harmony, sustainability, and soul. Homes are no longer static shelters, but evolving organisms, attuned to the rhythm of their surroundings. The garden, once a frame for the house, is now its most eloquent voice. Together, they form a sanctuary, a place where life feels balanced, natural, and deeply human. As we move deeper into the world of architectural design and landscaping, the focus shifts toward the future. A future where innovation, sustainability, and sensory experience merge to create homes that are not just beautiful, but intelligent and alive. The boundaries of design continue to blur, evolving beyond style into philosophy, beyond function into emotion. The homes and gardens of tomorrow will not merely serve as spaces to inhabit. They will become living ecosystems that adapt, respond, and inspire. One of the strongest currents shaping modern design is the rise of climate-adaptive architecture. With the changing global environment, buildings must now respond intelligently to their surroundings. Designers are embracing passive design principles, orienting homes to capture natural light, optimize airflow, and minimize energy use. Roofs and facades are being transformed into green surfaces that cool the structure, absorb rainwater, and provide habitats for pollinators. In coastal or high-heat regions, materials are chosen for their resilience and reflectivity, helping to regulate temperature naturally. Homes are no longer fighting the climate, they are learning from it. Technology is the silent partner in this evolution. The smart home of the future is one that senses and anticipates your needs. Automated shading systems adjust to sunlight intensity. Smart glass can turn opaque with a touch, balancing privacy and openness. Temperature, humidity, and lighting are synchronized with your daily rhythm, supporting both comfort and health. Even gardens are getting smarter. Sensors detect soil nutrients, drones survey plant growth, and irrigation systems respond to weather forecasts. The result is an environment that feels effortless, a space that takes care of you as much as you take care of it. At the heart of this transformation lies a growing desire for emotional design, architecture that speaks to the senses. We are entering an era where homes are designed to be felt, not just seen. The soft rustle of bamboo in the wind, the scent of lavender carried through a courtyard, the texture of rough stone underfoot, all of these are intentional choices. Designers are curating sensory experiences that bring calm and grounding into the chaos of modern life. Sound, scent, touch, and light are now materials in the designer's palette. This focus on emotion is giving rise to a new trend known as sensory landscaping. It goes beyond aesthetics to stimulate every sense. Fragrant herbs line walkways. Water features provide a gentle hum of movement. Textural contrasts, smooth leaves against coarse bark, invite exploration. The garden becomes an immersive experience, changing throughout the day and across the seasons. It is designed not just for beauty, but for mindfulness, encouraging stillness, reflection, and connection to the moment. As urban spaces become denser, the idea of vertical green living is gaining momentum. Rooftop gardens, green balconies, and living walls are transforming concrete skylines into breathing landscapes. These spaces provide privacy, reduce noise, and filter air pollutants. More importantly, they restore a sense of nature to city life. Architects are even exploring modular green systems that can grow food, herbs, and flowers within compact environments. A high-rise apartment can now host a micro-ecosystem, a small forest in the sky. The aesthetic direction of future homes continues to evolve toward organic minimalism, a style that values space, light, and material honesty. Interiors are stripped of excess, revealing textures that invite touch and calm the mind. Concrete, clay, lime plaster, and untreated wood are celebrated for their raw beauty. Instead of glossy finishes, matte surfaces absorb light gently, creating an atmosphere of serenity. Each design choice feels deliberate, each line purposeful, each material allowed to breathe. Color, too, plays a profound psychological role. Future trends show a shift from stark whites towards soft, earthy tones inspired by the natural world. Sand, terracotta, sage, stone, and pale oak. These colors soothe the mind and foster a connection to the outdoors. The palette extends to furnishings and art, creating continuity between the man-made and the organic. In this vision of design, the home is not a display, it is a retreat, a living, breathing sanctuary. Cultural fusion continues to inspire innovation. The Scandinavian love for simplicity meets the Japanese appreciation for tranquility, creating a global movement known as Japandi, a design language of balance, craftsmanship, and quiet beauty. Meanwhile, Mediterranean and tropical styles bring warmth and sensuality, infusing spaces with life through textures, colors, and natural light. The future of design is not uniform. It's pluralistic. It draws from different traditions to create homes that feel universal, yet deeply personal. Sustainability remains at the center of everything. Designers are increasingly adopting circular design principles, using materials that can be reused, recycled, or biodegraded. Prefabricated components reduce construction waste, while adaptive architecture allows buildings to evolve over time rather than be demolished. Even in landscaping, regenerative practices are replacing ornamental ones. Lawns give way to pollinator gardens, monocultures transform into layered ecosystems, and every design decision is made with ecological awareness. Another exciting frontier is biophilic technology, where innovation enhances nature rather than replaces it. Transparent solar panels, bioluminescent lighting powered by algae, and walls that purify air using natural filters. These ideas are not science fiction anymore. They represent a future where homes produce more energy than they consume, and gardens serve as carbon sinks that heal their surroundings. The ultimate goal is not luxury, but equilibrium, a home that gives back to the earth. The future also emphasizes community and connectivity. Architecture is moving beyond the individual home to design shared green spaces, neighborhood gardens, communal courtyards, and edible landscapes. The modern homeowner is not just designing for themselves, but for coexistence. A beautiful home, after all, is part of a larger ecosystem: social, environmental, and emotional. When design nurtures connection between people and the planet, it becomes a form of collective healing. And finally, at the spiritual level, the design of tomorrow is about presence. It's about creating spaces that encourage stillness in an age of motion, clarity in a world of noise. Whether through the gentle rhythm of shadows, the quiet geometry of form, or the scent of rain on stone, modern architecture seeks to remind us that beauty is not in the grand gesture, but in the subtle harmony of life itself. In the world ahead, the most beautiful home will not be the largest or most expensive. It will be the one that feels alive, responsive, and kind. The evolution of home and garden design has always mirrored the evolution of human consciousness. As we step into the near future, architecture becomes more than a profession. It becomes a philosophy of living. The spaces we inhabit, will no longer simply reflect who we are, they will shape who we become. This final chapter explores that transformation, how future design trends aim to nurture the soul, inspire creativity, and restore our bond with the natural world. The next wave of design is guided by a single powerful idea: conscious living. It's not just about building sustainable homes, but creating spaces that enhance mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual well-being. Designers are studying psychology as deeply as they study geometry. They understand that the curve of a wall, the placement of a window, or the sound of trickling water can influence our state of mind. The home becomes a sanctuary for self-renewal, a place to heal, to dream, to reconnect. This approach is rooted in slow design, a growing movement that values depth over speed, meaning over trend. Instead of chasing novelty, architects and landscapers are rediscovering timeless principles: proportion, light, material honesty, and a profound respect for place. A slow-designed home unfolds gently, revealing beauty through time. You might notice how sunlight travels across a wall throughout the day, or how the scent of the garden changes with the seasons. This awareness turns everyday life into a sensory meditation. In future home design, flexibility will become essential. Spaces will be designed to adapt, to change function, mood, and use depending on need. Sliding partitions, modular furniture, and movable walls will allow rooms to transform effortlessly. A single space can be an office by day, a lounge by afternoon, and a yoga studio by night. This adaptability reflects a new understanding of modern life, one that values balance and freedom over rigidity. The home will no longer dictate how you live, it will respond to how you feel. The outdoor garden, too, will evolve into a living canvas that mirrors the spirit of its inhabitants. Imagine gardens that glow subtly at night with solar-powered bioluminescent plants, or landscapes designed to shift color throughout the year. From the soft pinks of spring blossoms to the deep reds of autumn leaves, designers are blending ecology with artistry, crafting outdoor environments that are not only visually breathtaking, but ecologically regenerative. Every plant, every stone, every drop of water has a purpose: to sustain life and awaken beauty. Water, long a symbol of renewal, is becoming a centerpiece of modern landscape design. Reflecting pools, narrow streams, and misting fountains create microclimates that cool the air and soothe the senses. The gentle presence of water reminds us of rhythm, the continuous cycle of motion and rest. Designers are exploring sustainable ways to incorporate it, using recycled or harvested rainwater and gravity-fed systems that eliminate waste. The sound of flowing water brings tranquility, while its reflection introduces light and movement to the architecture itself. Lighting design continues to evolve as a language of emotion. Future homes will use circadian lighting systems that adjust tone and intensity throughout the day to match natural sunlight patterns, enhancing well-being and sleep. Outdoor lighting will focus on subtlety, highlighting textures, pathways, and silhouettes rather than flooding the space. Light will no longer be just illumination. It will be a form of storytelling, guiding the experience of space, like music guides a melody. One of the most fascinating developments in architecture is the rise of emotionally intelligent design, environments that use data and artificial intelligence to sense mood and adapt accordingly. Imagine entering your home after a long day. The lights soften, calming music begins, and the scent of cedar fills the air. These systems respond not just to commands, but to patterns. Your movements, your tone of voice, even your heartbeat. The home becomes a silent partner in emotional wellness, a responsive cocoon that restores energy and balance. But even with technology's growing role, the essence of the future home remains profoundly human. The next generation of architects is rediscovering craftsmanship, the artistry of handmade objects and tactile materials. Hand-woven textiles, carved stone details, and artisanal ceramics bring soul to spaces otherwise dominated by digital precision. People crave authenticity, and craftsmanship offers that tactile connection, the gentle reminder that beauty is not mass-produced, but made with care, patience, and love. We're also witnessing a deepening dialogue between architecture and culture. In many parts of the world, designers are returning to indigenous wisdom, techniques that evolved from centuries of harmony with nature. Desert homes with wind towers that cool interiors naturally, bamboo structures that flex with earthquakes, or clay houses that breathe with humidity. These traditional methods are being revived and merged with modern technology. The result is design that honors heritage while embracing progress. Emotionally, the homes of the future will cultivate a sense of quiet luxury, not through opulence, but through depth. The luxury of silence, space, and sunlight will matter more than the extravagance of objects. The modern resident will seek calm over clutter, craftsmanship over consumption, experience over excess. This minimalist shift is not aesthetic minimalism alone, it's emotional minimalism. It reflects a global awakening toward living with intention. Gardens, too, are becoming mirrors of this philosophy. Designers speak of living landscapes, spaces that tell a story of growth, decay, and renewal. Moss-covered stones, weathered wood, and seasonal plants remind us of time's passage. These gardens are not meant to impress with perfection, but to move us with authenticity. They teach acceptance, that beauty exists in impermanence and peace in imperfection. In the years to come, sustainability will reach a spiritual dimension. Homes will not just reduce harm, they will give back, generating energy, capturing carbon, regenerating soil, and supporting biodiversity. Architecture will become a partner in planetary healing. Each garden will be a microhabitat, each wall a living surface, each roof a green field. The dream of a self-sustaining home, one that breathes, grows, and coexists, will become not only possible but necessary. Ultimately, the future of home and garden design is about returning to essence. It's about rediscovering simplicity after complexity, serenity after noise. The most advanced technology, the most refined materials, and the most sophisticated designs all serve a single purpose: to help us live more fully, more consciously, and more harmoniously. When architecture aligns with nature, when every wall and every leaf speaks the same quiet language, we rediscover what it means to feel at home, not only in our houses, but in the world itself.